Welcome to my talk show, Grant's Garage. Tonight, we'll be talking about relationships. I have two guests with me, Nick Feeney and Zach Prime, and they both claim to be experts. But ironically, they're both single. So, let's begin. Zach, can guys just be friends with girls and vice versa?
No, 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 no. No matter what, somebody's going to get feelings and somebody's going to get hurt and the friendship will be ruined.
That's true, I can agree with that. Alright, Nick Feeney, let's talk about jealousy. Is jealousy a good or bad thing? Is there such thing as constructive jealousy?
I like to think there's two ways to look at jealousy. I personally believe that there is such a thing as good jealousy. I believe that, for example, let's say your girlfriend is extremely smart and gets really good grades. And you get jealous of her, not that you hope she does bad, but that it makes you want to get better, and therefore you start getting better grades because you want to kind of make yourself live up to her standards. In that case, I would consider that to be good jealousy because it's constructive and it's making you better and you're not bringing her down in that. And there also is such a thing as bad jealousy. I think in a relationship, when a person wants the other person to do bad at something and that brings them joy, then that's bad jealousy and can even lead into envy, which is of course not good in relationships.
Wow, Mr. Feeney, that was a wonderful answer. Alright, Zach. How does forgiveness enter into relationships?
Let's see. Well, when somebody does something wrong, their first instinct is going to be to get mad at them. But you have to show them forgiveness because you have to know that you're going to make mistakes too. And in a relationship, neither one's going to be perfect and they're not going to meet every one of your needs. And so there's going to be there's going to be another person in the relationship who's angry all the time. Well, not all the time, but somebody's going to mess up. And so forgiveness is a huge part because without forgiveness, no relationship would ever work.
Great answer. So, Nick Feeney, what does this term equally yoked mean? Does that even matter?
I like to think that equally yoked basically means that both the people are on the same level spiritually. And maybe not exactly the same, but obviously in the same vicinity. Basically, like, if I'm a Christian Reformed person, it would not be smart for me to get in a relationship with a Hindu person, or a Muslim, or a Buddhist. Just because being equally yoked means you share the same faith. So, does it matter? I think it matters a ton. Because throughout your whole life in your dating relationship, and if that dating relationship leads on to marriage, my religion is a huge part of my life, and it'll be a huge part of my spouse's life. So it is very important that we're both equally yoked and can agree on the core beliefs of both of our religions. It'll help the relationship be much smoother, and it'll help us to have the same same values.
Yeah, work together.
And exactly, work together. Teamwork
All right.
makes the dream work.
You know, the next topic it's a rough one, you know. It's about breaking up. You know, Zach, is it possible to break up well? If so, how do you do it?
No, I don't think there is because unless it's a mutual breakup and both people want to be done, but if it's not mutual and it's only one person, the other person is going to get hurt feelings, and then it's going to lead to the girl or the guy being bitter, and then it's going to be hard to break up well because the person is bitter at you and they're mad at you, so they're just going to keep on taking that anger out on you, and it's going to take a while, but eventually I think it will go back to normal. But it's going to take a while.
Amen, brother. Let me add to that, Grant. Let me ask you a
All right,
question.
Nick Feeney, what is that?
Has a breakup ever turned sour on you? Because I know it has for me, and has ended very badly.
Of course, personally, it has. You know, I've been dumped a couple times before. You know, it really hits home, gets to the heart, and you just kind of want to cry at night. But you know, I've told myself to stay strong. You know, I'm trying to be strong. You know, not
Here for
be
you, man.
afraid of rejection. So you know, help breakups. You know, it made me stronger. You know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's what Kelly Clarkson says.
Doesn't kill you, makes you stronger.
In the culture, you know, physical appearance is a big deal in relationships. Feeney, how important is physical appearance in relationships?
Well, I mean, I like to think it has a pretty substantial role. I mean, as I'm, maybe going on a run or just a leisurely jog around campus next year, I mean, let's just say the first thing I notice about the girl is not going to be her personality, you know? I mean, the girl's going to be, you know, you're going to kind of take the sunglasses down, check her out a little bit, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you're supposed to be physically attracted to your girlfriend and then in turn your spouse. I mean, I think that it's not the only factor, but I definitely think it is a main factor. I think that God made men and women to be attracted to each other, so that, yeah, I think that you should be physically attracted to a woman that you like, or vice versa in a woman's case. And I think that, yeah, physical attraction, physical appearance is a big deal, but it shouldn't be the only deal. You also have to look on the inside, and you know, more so you have to be equally yoked and you know, share the same ideas and the same values and stuff, and be able to work together as a team. But I definitely think physical appearance plays a role in the relationship.
So Zach, honesty is a big factor in relationships. Can you be too honest in a relationship?
Yes and no. Like, there's some things that you can be too honest, and you could say it meanly in a way that's going to hurt somebody. But if you go and just like break it to them easily, like if your wife asks you the awful question of, do I look fat in this dress? It may make her look bigger, but you have to be honest, but put it in a nice way and say, that one maybe isn't your favorite, maybe you should try another one. But at the same time, that question you're going to get, your wife's going to be mad at you either way. So I think it's a yes and no question, but you just have to put it nicely of how you answer it, and make sure you're looking after their needs and stuff, because words can hurt.
Yeah. You know, what about the term big boned? You guys use the term big boned?
That is a perfect example of how
I mean,
to put
is
it
that
nicely.
is that one to use? Is that one not to
You
use?
know, I would say, you know, if you have to use it, it's one of the more terms that's not as offensive, but you know, you probably should avoid it at all
Yes.
costs just to be safe. But all right, let's carry on. Beanie, you know, you look great tonight.
Thanks, man.
I don't think the fashion police have ever come for you. So that's why I'm going to ask you, how should you dress in a relationship, and why? Can you be in a fashion and still be modest? What does this look like?
You know what, Grant? That's a great question, and I definitely think that we definitely should talk about this topic. For example, tonight, I actually came here right after a brisk 30-mile run. You know, I showed up and I'm in my running apparel. And granted, these shorts are a little short, you know? I'm flashing a little cheekage from the back. I need to be careful with that. I need to, you know, maybe next time I need to
Watch
wear a
the way
little
you
bit.
sit.
Watch the way I sit.
Cross the legs.
You know, girls, if you're in a skirt, cross your legs. You know, maybe I should invest in a little bit longer pair of running shorts, but you know, I'm just trying to get up there and run fast. Anyways, I'll carry on.
You know, thankfully you're not wearing spandex because, oh, that would be terrible.
These are bad enough.
Very true. All right, carrying on. Yeah, I think modesty is a huge part in a relationship. I think that as a man or a woman, you should try and be modest, and not be modest just because you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, but I think you should just try and be modest in general, and it's a way of honoring God with your body that He gave you, but that doesn't mean you don't have to be fashionable. There's multiple different kinds of clothes out there and multiple different styles you can look that still look great and you can still be modest. I think a way to do that is girls can still catch a guy's eye with the way they look without being immodest. And I think the majority of modesty comes down to the motives you have behind it. If your motive is not, when I go to the beach, I want to wear this swimsuit to show a little off to get guys' attention that way, or if you're just looking at it as, this is my bathing suit, yeah, it's a modest bathing suit, it covers up, and I'm just wearing it because, you know, that's what you wear to the beach and I want to swim in it. I think there's a different motive behind what we wear. And I think it's the same thing with guys as it is with girls. Sometimes we kind of like to pick on girls more on the modesty card, but I think with guys it goes the same way. I think we need to watch the way we dress and watch our motives behind the way we dress, and yeah.
That's good. Thank you for watching.
Chuck,
Grant
back
Ryan
to you
on
in the
Grant's
studio.
Garage, signing off.